What is up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I'm Analytical Mystic. I am about to do some general and love tarot readings for the next week. We're going to see what's going on. I'm going to be doing the zodiac signs from Aries all the way to Pisces. I will be pulling one card for your general energy and one card for your love energy. The deck that has been chosen to go alongside the Starman Tarot this evening is the Mark deck. So I am going to cleanse these decks up with the Palo Santo, and then we'll start pulling some cards. I hope you all have been doing very, very well. Thank you all for being so patient on getting readings. I have currently set up my Patreon, so I will be doing monthly tarot readings over there. If you guys want to check me out, it's Analytical Mystic altogether. Patreon.com, Analytical Mystic. And I will be doing monthly tarot readings over there, general and love. I already have the general out. I don't have the love ones out yet, but they will be out very, very soon. So go over there, subscribe so y'all can check that out. Now, let's go ahead and get started. We will start out with Aries. Let's go, Aries. Hello, welcome. So good to see you guys. Very good to see y'all this evening. Now let's see what's going on in Aries world over the next week. What's going on in Aries world over the next 7 days? What is going on in Aries land over the next 7 days? Sorry, I have to say it like that. My child and I joke around with that all the time. So, Aries, you have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is very practical. He is very business oriented, very, very responsible. You may be focusing on your work very, very hardcore right now. You may be focusing also on saving, working to build a business. You are definitely on your way up after having been dragged down for a while. You know, there's more work to be done, but you're not afraid of it. You're not afraid of that hard work. However, some of you may be burdened by it. So you're not afraid of it, but some of you may be burdened by it. But for the most part, you know, you're okay with what you have going on right now because you can take care of business, you can take care of yourself, and, take care of the necessities and get some of the fun stuff too. So that's cool. Now, let's see what's going on in your love life over the next 7 days. What is going on in Aries' love life? Have that many pop out. I just need one. Just give me one more card for Aries' love life. Okay. Alright, so Aries, you have the Queen of Cups in regards to your love life, so you will be feeling very loving, very emotional, very sensitive. Some of you may be moody. Again, you know, working really, really hard, really, really tired. Um, it's a labor of love, you know, but it's worth it in the end. You know, like the relationship that you are involved in, if you are in a committed relationship, you know, it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it to you, and it seems to be going pretty well. You both seem to understand each other on a very deep, intimate level. Or there's like this inner knowing, this intuitive knowing that you guys have going on. Now, if you are single, you're lonely. You may be lonely. You're feeling very loving. You want to give your affection to somebody. There may be somebody in your life that you want to, you have feelings for, that you would like to give your affection to, but maybe um, you're scared, or you're insecure, or you're worried that they're going to reject you. Um, some of you may be being very, very moody with your significant other. And this wouldn't be happening if you didn't care. And that, I feel weird saying that, because it's like, that sounds weird. Like, I wouldn't be moody with you if I didn't care about you. Like, that sounds very unhealthy. But what I mean is, it's like the people that are the closest to you see the worst in you. They experience the worst in you. And so when you're moody, just in general, you know, like, the person who is the closest to you is going to be familiar with that, and is going to experience that. So that may be going on some as well. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, what is going on in Taurus's world over the next 7 days? What is going on with Taurus? Okay, Taurus, you have the moon here. So you may be feeling very confused, bewildered about some things going on in your life. You're not entirely sure how to feel about it. And you're just having a hard time putting into words in general what's going on inside of you. So until you are able to do that, you're going to kind of keep to yourself. You're going to, you're not going to be super forthcoming with people. You know, some people may think you're being sneaky, and maybe you are. Maybe you're hiding something from the people around you. It's very important right now to go within and listen to your intuition, and just be very observant of the people you interact with, because they could have ulterior motives, or may have malicious intent. So just kind of be observant. Don't be quick to open up. Hang back and see what's going on for a while first. Okay, let us get a card for Taurus's love life. What is going on in Taurus's love life over the next week? Taurus, you have the Tower. So if you are in a relationship with somebody, there may be some sort of truth that comes out or comes to light that really knocks you off balance. It really catches you off guard and really changes the way you view what is going on with your partner. This shakeup, it happens whether you want it to or not, you know. Somebody could have caught you off guard, seeing somebody else, sneaking around behind your back. In other cases, you may experience somebody expressing having feelings for you, like if you're single. If you're, in a partnership with somebody, either it's just going to suddenly fall apart, or there's going to be a massive event that really rocks and shakes up the relationship as it is now. So I really feel like there are a lot of things, again, that you're confused about and you don't understand in regards to your love life. And that you should just kind of like see what happens when the tower falls, when everything falls apart. Just kind of observe what's going on. Don't be quick to fall on a sword. Don't be quick to think the worst. Don't be blind either, We don't want blind optimism either. Either way, this will be a transformative period for you. And you will end up learning more about yourself through this process. All right, awesome. Moving on to Gemini. What is going on with my Geminis over the next week? What is going on with Gemini? What kind of energy will Gemini encounter over the next week? Gemini, you have the Empress. So you are entering into a new phase of your life. It's very exciting. You're feeling optimistic. You're happy about it. It makes you happy. It's something worth smiling about. It's a very, very fertile time. It's a good time to lay the groundwork for any project, any endeavor, any goal. You may be feeling very motherly, or you may be, if you are a mother, you may be momming it up very hardcore, so you may be super, super, super busy with your family, more preoccupied than usual. But, it's all part of it. You're a very nurturing person for the most part. Nobody's perfect, so I'm sure you have your moods from time to time. Whether you are male or female, you can still be a nurturing person and be male, so do not let that negate your experience. But you or somebody may be pregnant. You may be finding out that somebody's pregnant or has recently had a child. If you don't have any kids, you may be looking out for somebody else's kids. and they don't even have to be humans. Like maybe you're dog sitting or cat sitting. You're looking out for the fur babies. There are some of you who may be trying to get a project off the ground and it doesn't really seem to be working out the way you want. It's not taking off as quickly as you would like. So you're not quite seeing the results that you would like to see, but that doesn't mean, that you should give up. This is just the beginning. Keep putting that work in. Consistency is key, or so they say. Yeah. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Gemini. What is going on in Gemini's love life? Okay, we have the Page of Cups. So lots of flirting, a lot of flirtatious behavior, whether you're single or committed. A lot of loving, affectionate conversations. If there has been an argument of some sort between you and your significant other, you guys should work it out. There can be an apology of some sort, kiss and make up, basically. If you've just met somebody, you're going through, again, a very flirtatious period. It seems like lots of new possibilities, a lot of new possibilities. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. You're single, you may be flirtatious, other people may be flirting with you. You may have recently met somebody, like it could be like you're flirting with people casually, or it could be like you are talking to a specific person. But it's just like, it's nothing super, super serious. This is just kind of the beginning stages of things. Okay. Let's see. Moving on to who's next. We have Cancer. Let's see what is going on with Cancer. What's going on with Cancer over the next week? What kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next 7 days? Had to plug her up. We have the Page of Swords. Princess of Swords in this deck, but it's the Page of Swords. You may be kind of keeping to yourself a lot. You're not super, super talkative. When you are, you're like short, to the point, There's not a lot of fuzzy, warm feelings in your tone, the way you're communicating. When you do communicate, there may be some people that you are actually having harsh communication with. So it's like either you're not really saying much, or when you are saying it, you sound like you're being a dick. But I mean, you're not necessarily being that way. It's just the way you sound. But you could very much benefit from reading or some sort of study classes over the next week. I feel like communication is going to be super, super important. but at the same time, you're going to keep it on a shallow level. Like, you're not going to go too deep in a conversation. Just going to be like casual small talk. Because if it's anything more than casual small talk, it'll kind of turn into something that could be misunderstood. All right, let's see what's going on in Cancer's love life over the next week. What's going on in Cancer's love life over the next week? What Cancer encounter over the next week? In their love life. I don't know if I specified that. What's going on in Cancer's love life over the next week? Cancer, we have the Ace of Cups. You are feeling very, very strongly for somebody. If you are committed, you are so deeply in love. You guys are just, you're in an extremely affectionate period of your relationship. If you are single and you may have just met somebody that you feel like you may be falling in love with. If you haven't met anybody and you're just chilling, you know, feel like you have a lot of love to give. You may be lonely and longing for some sort of companionship. But I think, you know, it is important to get to a place where you are totally okay being alone. Like, you're not dependent on other people. But I think right now you may be really dealing with some loneliness because you just have such a strong longing to have a connection with somebody. And going back to committed relationships, in some cases, some of you, it could be that you're starting to realize you are in a loveless relationship. Whatever spark, whatever connection, whatever you had with this person, it's just not there anymore. Even if you want it to be, it's just not. And that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because you did have extreme attachment here. But attachment isn't always healthy. It depends on the type of attachment. I don't know if it's fully clear right now whether or not this attachment is healthy or not. I think it might be a little too early to tell, but it's looking kind of cold. You and your significant other could possibly be experiencing a very tense period because you both have been bickering, and it just has you feeling really, really negative about what could happen in this relationship. The intense feelings that you have for them makes it hard when things are not working. It's like you feel so strongly for this person, you want it to work out. You want so much for it to work out, but it's not. So right now, over the next week, I think, it's just kind of important to observe the situation before any drastic decisions or anything are made. Sorry to hear that. So it's very, very, very important in your case to definitely be able to find peace and love alone, on your own. I know it's like, it's kind of cliche and it's annoying to hear whenever, like, you really, like, when you're lonely. But it's really important to be able to get to a place where you're okay with it. Like, you're okay with being alone. Yeah, you're lonely. It'd be cool to have some company or some people, but you're okay with not. I think that is a healthy place for people to be in, just in general. All right, Leo, let's see what is going on in your world. What is going on with Leo over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter over the next week? And how will it affect? Leo, you have the Knight of Wands. So you may find that you really want to rush forward and just very quickly make something happen, very quickly get something done. You don't want to wait, you're very impatient, um, very excited, very passionate about what this is, and that's why you're ready just to go after it. Um, be very careful though, because you could make some um, poor decisions or poor judgment calls because you're just so worked up with excitement that it's kind of just moving so fast. You need to stop and think. You need to make sure to take time to stop and think about things, because right now you just want to go on instinct. And you should definitely take advantage of the energy first that you have, and get as much done as possible, but don't put too much on yourself, and be patient. You're going to have to be patient, Okay. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Leo. What's going on in Leo's love life over the next week? Leo, you have the Queen of Swords. So, you may tend to come off a little cold this week in your relationship. You're just really very business oriented, very matter of fact. It's like you have your mindset on what you gotta do, and you have the steps, you're communicating the steps, and now it's time to execute it. And a lot of this is it's just very matter of fact, but you're like super excited about what you're doing. This general energy does influence the romantic energy. So like it's not, and so in that sense it may come off to your partner as if you're just very disinterested, and that's not really the case. You could have a feel very strongly attracted to them, but it may just not be so clear to your significant other at this point because of just the way you're communicating, basically. And you may have this mind frame at this point where you're just like, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. In life in general. And so that may just seem like it may give the impression to others that like romance is just not a priority to you right now at all whatsoever. Some of you may be experiencing that with your significant other, like from them, they're coming off like that to you. So I try to be sure not to be quick to anger. Keep in mind that you may be taking things out of context at this time, and that things aren't always as bad as they seem. Those of you who are single, you're okay with it, and that's awesome. Sure, you know, like, this is kind of the vibe I just described. Sure, you know, you're lonely, it'd be cool to have company, but you're okay without it. And that's a very healthy place to be. You know, so to other people, it's becoming clear, or it's clear that romance is not your priority at the moment. It's not that you don't care about it, it's just not a priority. Alrighty. Let's move on to Virgo. Let's see what's going on in Virgo's world over the next week. What's going on with Virgo? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter over the next week? And how will it affect them? We have the Queen of Swords. So, you know, I just described the Queen of Swords energy, and I will reiterate for this, because this Queen of Swords in the previous reading was for the romance. This is general. But similarly, you know, you may be coming off very, very matter of fact. You may be doing a lot of reading. Over the next week, you're trying to expand your knowledge, you know. You know that there is so much that you don't know, and you're seeking out knowledge, which is freaking awesome. It's always a plus. So you may be looking into applying to college, or signing up for some sort of classes or apprenticeship or whatnot. You know, you may be coming off kind of like almost as if you're in a funky mood to some people, but that's just not the case. You're just kind of neutral. You're not like sad or depressed, but you're not like super bubbly and happy. You're just there. You know, you're there and you're okay with where you are. And that's a good place to be. Alright, Virgo, what's going on in your love life over the next week? You got the Ace of Wands. So Virgo, you are running. You are feeling very feisty. You are feeling very playful. Very horny. So you may be trying to hook up. Well, just if you're in a committed relationship in general, you and your partner may be, you know, in a hot and heavy period. If you're single, you know, you may be actively dating multiple people. And if you're not dating anybody, well, you're just enjoying a little self-care. But in all situations, you are very highly sexed. It's very much on your mind. It's just in some unfortunate circumstances, you won't be able to express this, or at least with somebody other than yourself. Some of you may have met somebody new recently, and yeah, you're pretty excited about it, very attracted to them, and you know, just optimistic about the potential that's here. But I would be a little bit aware that you could be misunderstood. Like, you could be, just the way you're communicating, it could come off that you're not really interested, even though you are highly interested. It's just maybe you're not really comfortable expressing that or showing that. You don't know how to do the whole dating thing. Oh well, it takes trial and error, from what I understand, and practice and learning. So just give yourself time. But always remember that there is nothing wrong with a little self-care. Alright, let's move on to Libra. Libra. Let's get you taken care of, Libra. What kind of energy will you encounter over the next week? Libra, you have the Eight of Pentacles. You are very focused on work. In all the forms it comes in, so your occupation, but you're also you're actively working at bettering your skills in multiple areas, and you may be actively working on bettering who you are in general, not just what you know, but who you are as a person. So there may be a lot of, like, I don't know, maybe you've been seeing a counselor and you're really starting to get into the nitty-gritty of really working on things, because it takes a little while, you know. Once you go to therapy, it takes a little bit before you actually start getting into the nitty-gritty, the real stuff, the reason that you're there, the reason you showed up. Some of you may be actively looking for work. And in some unfortunate circumstances, you may lose your job in some very unfortunate circumstances. But that's not everybody. And even if that is your circumstance, you will be able to get through this and find another job. Probably one that you will enjoy doing more. Or at least dread it less. Alright, let's see what's going on in your love life, Libra. We have the Hermit that popped out. So you're kind of keeping yourself, you're not talking about how you feel. So, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're not really talking about how you feel, or very much at all. Maybe you're staying in the house and not responding to the texts or the phone calls as frequently, and you just have a lot on your mind. You have a lot on your mind, and you may be trying to figure out exactly how you feel about your relationship. And sometimes you need to take time alone to actually figure that out. No, you do. Otherwise, you're always influenced by other people. And you're not really speaking from within if you never take the time to go within. So you're taking the time to go within. And this is all the way around, whether you're in a relationship, single, dating. Either way, you're withdrawn. There are some circumstances with people out there where you may be starting to finally come out of hiding. Maybe you've been holed up, not really messing with anybody, talking to anybody for a while, and or your significant other, and you may be finally getting to the point where you're ready to open up and work through things, clear things up. Alrighty, Libra. Let's see, what do we have next? We have Scorpio next. We are moving right along, chugging right along. What is going on? What's going on with Scorpio? What kind of energy will Scorpio encounter over the next week? And how will they do it? Scorpio, you have the Tower. So something pretty unexpected is going to happen with you over the week at some point. So you will be spending your time being, caught off guard by it, processing what has happened, trying to figure out what to do now and what to do moving forward. And really, this is going to be a major transformation period in your life. And some loss may be necessary, but it's making way for what is meant to be there. Some things are only supposed to be temporary. And whatever has been temporary in your life is coming to an end. Try to just find some solace that this destruction will lead you to a whole new foundation to build upon. So it's not the end of the world, even though it may feel like the end of the world. Like it may literally feel like the end of the world. But it's not. All right, let's see what's going on in Scorpio's love life over the next. We just need one. What's going on in Scorpio's love life over the next week? We have the Page of Cups. So, you could be kissing and making up with your significant other. So this could be an apology of some sort. You may be just kind of going out, so you may be just dating casually. One or multiple people. It's not necessarily just one person you're seeing. You're at least seeing one person, or at least talking to one person, though. But it's in its infant stages. There's no like commitment to anybody at this point. You're just flirting. You're just having fun and enjoying yourself. Now there may be people that are a little bit further ahead in that game, in which where they've already been talking to somebody long enough to where you both are starting to develop feelings for each other, like a deep affection for each other. It's still at the beginning, but there's more certainty that you and this person have a connection than, say, the scenario I described before, where it's just in the beginning stages and you're just flirting and enjoying yourself and having a good time. So they're kind of different. Similar but different. There could be some situations where, like, either the person you would like to be with won't talk to you, or is being distant from you, or just in general, like if you're single, you just are having an extremely hard time communicating with, the people you are interested in. You're having a hard time connecting. Very, very awkward. Very, very awkward. Some of you may even be doing something to kind of make it easier to communicate. Like, some people, drink socially because it helps them loosen up or whatever. So that may be something that you may be doing a little bit more. You may be going out and drinking to try to find somebody to hang out and flirt with. Have some good times. If not forever, for now. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Alright, what is going on with Sagittarius over the next week? What kind of energy will Sagittarius encounter? How will they do? Sagittarius, you have the Queen of Wands, so you are going to be feeling feisty. Oh, we know you love to argue also. Not even just a negative argue, just being debating. You love a good debate, So you're going to be engaging in a lot of debates over the next week. you're feeling really, really good about yourself. You're feeling very confident in yourself and who you are and the way you look, the way you carry yourself, and about your ability to achieve the things that you want to achieve. You know that you have it in you. Even if you have yet to figure out how you're going to make it happen, you already know that it's happening. Like, as far as you are concerned, it's happening. There's no, like, if, maybe, it's happening. I don't know how, but it is. That's kind of where you are. You're just like, no, this is what it is. You know what you want. You're going after it. You're not going to let anybody tell you otherwise. You're not going to let anybody tell you that you can't do it or it's not possible. It's like, this could be something that is just, it seems like it could be the wildest thing in the world to possibly ever achieve. And you're like, no, it's not. I got this. I don't know the whole plan, but I know a few steps to start with, and I know I got this. I'm going to figure it out. Because that is what I do. Now, there may be some of you Sagittarians who are actually suffering from extreme self-esteem issues, an extreme lack of confidence. And unfortunately, there may be people who are contributing to this. You may be dealing with people who make you feel like you're not worthy or that you will never amount to anything. And in that unfortunate case, you're trying not to feel so shitty, but you can't help but feel shitty. But at the same time, you don't want to. You're trying so hard not to. You're having a hard time with it. All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Sagittarius. What is going on in your love life? The Emperor. So some of you may actually be building the structure of a relationship. Some of you may actually be making a commitment. Some of you may be getting engaged. You may be, just taking the next step, moving in together. The relationship is going to evolve. It's more serious, need to be wary of a need for control. Be careful that you aren't in getting caught up with somebody who is super controlling, especially if you are the type of person I described that has very, very low confidence. You could potentially be involved with somebody who takes advantage of that and kind of bosses you around and is always very controlling and telling you what to do all the time. To the extreme extent that can be very abusive. So, in the most minor of things, you could have your significant other nagging you all the time. But in the worst, a lot worse, more than nagging. It could definitely get, unfortunately, physical, because that's how much this person has the need, feels the need to be in control. If you find that you are in an abusive relationship, you really need to take the time to ask yourself if this is the way you want to live your life, because you don't have to live it that way. There are other ways to exist, and you may feel like there aren't. Like, some of you may have been in families where there was just always abuse, and so it's normal to you, and that sucks. But unfortunately, in those circumstances, people tend to stay together longer. It can get really bad. But I hope that you will able to recognize how destructive this is and find the strength to walk away and to break up, to end the connection, because it's not conducive, it's not healthy, it's not bringing any healthy structure to your life. It's tearing you down. There are some of you, those of you who are single, to where like you're single and ready to mingle. You're happy to be single. You feel good about yourself. You feel confident about yourself. Like, if you meet somebody cool, if you don't meet anybody, that's cool too. You still got a life to live. You still got stuff to do. You are still going to be fulfilled in your life. You don't necessarily need a partner to feel like you have it together. And that is a very, very, very wonderful place to be in. What's going on with the father? So I don't know. Maybe if you're single, you meet somebody who's a single dad. All right, let's move on to who's next. Who's next? Capricorn. Let's move on to Capricorn. Let's see what kind of energy Capricorn will encounter. What is going on with Capricorn? What kind of energy will Capricorn encounter over the next week? And how will it affect them? Capricorn, you have the Devil card. So right now you may be obsessing over something. There's something that you just cannot stop thinking about, and it's driving you crazy. It's consuming your mind. Some of you may be indulging in extremely, extremely toxic behavior. This can come in many forms. This could be the way you communicate, the way you express emotions, the way you interact in relationships, your relationships with substances. You are in danger of really continuing to make the same mistakes over and over. There is something that you are doing that is consistently dragging you down. And it's something that you may even be aware of, but are in denial about. Or if you are aware of it and are not in denial, you are having a hard time breaking the chains, because the Devil comes with chains, but you are capable of removing them. It's just sometimes in our mind we build things up to where we don't see that. We don't see that it's possible. We don't see the capability. There's very little to no faith, you know. Um, but it's there. You have it within you. You just have to find it. You're really struggling against some obsessive thoughts over the next week. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Capricorn's love life over the next week? What is going on in Capricorn's love life over the next week? You have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, you may be exchanging a lot of texts, emails with somebody. So maybe you are involved in a long-distance relationship, or maybe your partner is just out of town. You know, you guys you're using the phone a lot. And there's a lot of writing going on. There's just a very strong desire for communication and actually moving forward in this potential relationship or relationship. So if you're in a potential relationship, you know, y'all are you're really getting to know each other. Like this is not just flirtation. This is actually taking the time to get to know somebody and liking where things are going. Between each other. I feel like in the reverse position, that for some of you, there is a block in this communication. Y'all aren't talking as much, and you really want to be. That's something you have an extreme desire for. And it's driving you crazy that you're not talking. If you are in contact, in communication with this person, they have got you all fucked up. You're all wrapped up in them. You cannot stop thinking about them. You cannot stop fantasizing about them. You want them so bad. You want them so bad. And if there is no person, there is the desire. There's no one person. You may be trying to, like, you may be on the apps or something and talking to multiple people. You have an itch that you need to scratch and you're trying to find a way to scratch it. In some cases, it's working out. Things are moving forward. In other cases, it's stagnant, stuck. It's not going nowhere. It really just depends on your circumstances in your life. All right, let's move on. We are going to Aquarius. Let's see what is going on with Aquarius over next week. What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week, and how will it affect them? Ten of Wands. My bad. Ten of Cups. Okay, the Ten of Cups is about getting what you want. If you're not getting what you want, you're deciding what you want after being uncertain for quite some time. Some of you are lucky enough to have your dreams come true and just everything's working out the way you had hoped it would. You're having good times with friends and loved ones. Really just taking time to enjoy life. In some cases, you know, you're still struggling to figure out exactly what it is you want. But you're taking the initiative to start trying to figure it out. So that's good. See what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Aquarius' love life over the next week? We have the Eight of Wands, so communication is highlighted in all its forms. You will be, you know, just talking to your partner constantly. Feel like keep them connected, you know, so this is healthy communication. Some of you may be going on a trip, you may be traveling together or to each other if it's a long distance relationship. Some of you are waiting to hear from somebody. Some of you are waiting by the phone. And you know, with some people, there's just nothing going on in your love life right now. There's nothing going on. You don't really have anybody to talk to. You know, like, so your love life's moving nowhere. It's going nowhere. But, you know, at this point, you're not even sure what you want. So it's kind of like, it's not the end of the world, you know, and this is just for a week. So, you know, now would be a good time to kind of try to figure out what you want. What do I want in life? What do I want from a relationship? What do I want? Alright, let's move on to Pisces. What is going on with Pisces over the next month? What kind of energy will Pisces encounter over the next month? Pisces, you have the Empress. So some of you may be giving birth. Some of you may be getting knocked up. Some of you may be finding out that you're pregnant or that somebody that you know is pregnant. You are entering into a new phase and the possibilities seem endless. For some of you, you know, whatever it is you're trying to get off the ground, there are going to be delays. It's not going to get going the way you would like it to. It doesn't necessarily mean that there will never be growth. That just means that it's going to be slow. and just be prepared to be patient. Try to find other ways to be constructive in the downtime. Some of you may be engaging in activities that involve a lot of nurturing. So, like some of you may be doing a lot of gardening, caregiving. You know, you're just really, really focused on taking care of. You definitely carry this motherly energy. Whether you're a mom or not, you don't have to be a mom. Hell, you can be a 60-year-old woman who's never been married or had any kids and still be nurtured. You don't have to be a mother to be a nurturer. You're at a point in your life where you know what you want from it, you know what you want to do. Feeling good about who you are as a person and your abilities to achieve what it is that you want. Feel confident and regal. And even if things aren't getting off the ground the way you want them to, you are still confident in your ability to get them off the ground. It may not happen in your timing, but it will happen. All right, Pisces, let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on in Pisces' love life over the next week? All right, Pisces, you have the Hermit. So with the Hermit, you are going to be keeping to yourself a lot, very hermity. If you're like going out with friends, going out dancing or whatever to quote unquote meet people, you're not going to be super extroverted. You're not going to be super talkative. You're going to be very, very shy. Some of you are completely avoiding the dating scene. You are just like locked out. It's not even on your itinerary. It's not even, it's the last thing in the world on your mind. Because you're busy being all regal and shit and running things. You got time for that mess. You don't have time to get distracted by that stuff. You're working on you. You're working on furthering your education. You're working on bettering yourself as an individual. So, that's your priority. Some of you may be in a committed relationship, but you are withdrawn because you're focused on that. Some of you have had a lot of confusion about how you feel about a relationship and what you want to do moving forward. And so that's why you are taking this time to yourself to just kind of think about things without thinking about them. It probably doesn't make sense, but without having to worry about how they feel. You need to focus on figuring out how you feel about this situation, not how you want to feel based upon how the other person feels. Like you gotta take some space away and decide whether it's something that you want, whether you really want this or not. Some of you may have lost yourself in this relationship, and you're just withdrawn because you just completely lost yourself. But that's why this time is so important, so that you can find yourself, find your way back. And it'll take time. You just gotta be patient and go through all the emotions that you have to go through, some good, some bad. Either way, they are gonna get you to where you need to go. And where is that? That is toward a healthy relationship. Even if heading toward the healthy relationship involves heading toward the end of a current relationship that is unhealthy. So either way, you got to take the time to figure it out on your own without having to worry about how the other person or what the other person wants. You got to figure out what you want, because it doesn't matter what they want if we don't want the same thing. Like, if y'all are going to be in a relationship, if y'all don't want the same thing, y'all need to know this, but in order to be able to make sure you're in an alignment, you have to know what you want to begin with. And so now's the time to do that. Figure it out so you can embark on a new phase of your love life, be it single or coming to a better understanding in your current relationship. So those are the readings, Aries through Pisces. I hope they resonated in some way. Quick reminder, I have recorded monthly tarot readings that are on the Patreon, Patreon/Analytical Mystic. So go ahead and check that out and subscribe to that if you are interested in those readings. And I will see you guys again very soon, probably in a week, but I should go to Patreon so y'all can go ahead and get another fix before then, alright? I love you guys, and I will see y'all again very soon.